Hello, welcome to the next episode. This one, as promised, is on the band the Stranglers, and they released their latest album, Dark Matters, which was their 18th album in 2021 on September the 10th. Um, this is my Dark Matters collection. The first one I'm going to show is the Dark Matters white label test pressing. This has become much sought after because usually test pressings are released in low quantity to 1 to 4. However, the website released already 25 copies of it, and it was signed by 3 band members. The album itself was dedicated to Dave Greenfield, the keyboard player who passed away on May the 20th, 2020. He himself features on 8 songs of the album. There's 3 songs without him on the album. Two of which are a tribute song, an acoustic song sung by JJ called "And If You Should See Dave." The website released this as a single, and it got to #1 in the download charts. As ever, my favourite songs on the album are different to most people's favourite songs on the album. My favourite song on the album is Payday. I really like that one. My second favourite one on the album is No Man's Land. And my third favourite one on the album is Last Man on the Moon. I thought Down was a pretty good song at first. But after a while, it was a song sung by JJ alone. But it's unlike North Winds or something like that. It's sort of like after the first few or 5 spins, you realise it's not North Winds, but it's still pretty good. There's one song which they did a cover version of a song called by this band called the Disciple of the Specs. I don't know how far they made it, but the guy who wrote it is a guy called Matthew Seymour's. He goes to the concerts, and the video features ex-footballer Stuart Pearce, it's an entertaining stunt video where you see him walking down the streets being chased by a couple of people. That's a decent. That seems to be some of the fans' favourites, but as always, I'm in the minority. Where I prefer Payday for the lyrics at the start about Alexander the Great and Socrates and things like that. The tour itself, they didn't really have a Dark Matters tour as such. It coincided with the final full tour in 2022, which I did 14 days out of the 22 days they're on, but they played the song and If You Should See Dave. The parts of the song JJ sings, this is where your solo would go, would normally be a keyboard solo from Dave, but they left it, and the parts where the solo starts and the solo finishes is just them playing an acoustic guitar, and then when the solo finishes they come back into it. Quite a popular song from the album is it's almost like a disco-y sort of song with a bit of a Euroman kind of feel to it called White Stallion. JJ sings this one, and it sounds like it's about US President, or before US President Donald Trump. And the song itself is heavily featured in a live set. The album finishes with a song called Breathe, which is a song about unrequited love, I think. It sounds like it anyway. And at the end there's like a part, and then at the end of it, it sort of like sounds like a life support machine is being pulled out of its socket. Anyway, here is the white label test pressing, which the band released as part of the website. It's signed. Now, how many test pressings that are signed? It's signed by Baz at the top there, the drummer Jim, and JJ Burnell, bass player. It's just a white light. It's just a white. It's just a record. I don't want to get it out, but it's just a record, black record with a black vinyl with white labels. Now, this cost £80 on a pre-order, and they all sold out in a matter of seconds. And I made sure I got myself one. Shall I try and get it out? It's pretty hot weather, you know. I'll just put that there. It's just a paper sleeve, really, as you can tell. Now, I don't really know too many white label test pressings that are signed and are released in such big quantities, because on the tour they had about nearly 60 of them for sale for the tour. So that's nearly up to 70, 80 even. And that just seems like there's more of these than there are the Peaches blackmail sleeve. These got sent out to people that's basically, these got sent out to people that did interviews from them. People like John Robb would have got one. People that helped them out promoting the actual album. The album itself got to number 4 in the UK charts. It didn't help that I bought quite a few albums that helped it that week, because that week, if I remember correctly, the Manic Street Preachers released their album The Ultra Vivid Lament. That got to number 1. Iron Maiden released their album Senjutsu. I think that got to number 2. Not too sure which got to number 3. But also that week, Metallica released, it's quite hot, isn't it? Metallica released the Black Album, the Deluxe Master box set. But I think the Stranglers got to higher than it. I bought that one as well that week. I think the Stranglers beat Metallica in the chart that week, which was quite funny. But the Manics got to number 1, so number 4 was a good chart position for the Stranglers, and they said the last time they got to number 4 in the UK charts was in let's put this way, I'll show you some other ones I got, was for their 1983 album Feline. So it was over 40 years without a number 1 single in the charts, album in the charts, which was quite a long time, really. Sorry about that. But yeah, so like they sold quite a few different. I've got 4 copies of the album on vinyl. I don't have a record player yet, as quite a few people mention on my Facebook page. It's quite a thing now. But I bought this album when I went to see them at Wolverhampton. They played a place called it's a new venue, KK Downing from Judas Priest runs the club, and it was like one of those warm up small club gigs that they played before. They were headlining Blackpool Rebellion Festival the next day. I didn't go to that one. I've since been to Blackpool Rebellion Festival, but I didn't go to that one the next day. So it was at the KK Steel Mills, that was it, where I picked this up on the merch table. So I thought, I've not spent all that money on Rebellion this year, so I had a bit extra. They usually sign stuff on the merchandise desk on the tour, and this one's just a plain black vinyl in itself. There's been a few others which I've got with me. The website released, I'll get that out now for you. They released a limited edition red copy of vinyl on the album. Yes, they don't just release one on pre-order, there's several of them you can buy. There's this one here. The front cover art is of Easter Island, the statues of Easter Island, because they're a bit of a mystery. And JJ likes all that sort of thing. I've got it on my t-shirt here. This one here is the red vinyl. Now this one's sold out, but it's not as expensive as you think. They released in 2024, which I'll show you next. They released a limited edition gold vinyl of the album, and there was only 500 of those made, and that one sold out in seconds. I was at the bus stop on the way to work one day, and I just saw it announced, and so I had to get it, but I was so early getting it because it sold out. It sold out within the album and the hour, I think. And I got number 309 of 500. I'll just get this one here for you, and that's it there. As you can see, I'll get it out properly. They also sold a signed copy on tour as well, so it's bigger than, there's a larger number than 500. I mean, it doesn't really look gold, does it? But that's what it's supposed to be for their 50th anniversary year. But yeah, what are your favourite songs from the Dark Matters album? If you've heard it, I imagine most people have heard it. I said my favourite ones. White Stallion is good, but there's something about it that I've seen it so many times live now that it's just it wears off after a while. I think it's just Baz playing around with trickery in his studio at home. I mean, it's pretty good for what it is, but I think there are better songs on the album. On the next tour in France, I hope they should play If Something's Gonna Kill Me. I think that's one of Baz's best vocals since joining the band. Okay, so that's my update for the next video. Getting 12-inch records out is quite a tricky part, but especially when you don't have a record player, it took quite a long time to get this out, but it's a good way to see the collection. So I showed you a big part of the Dark Matters collection. I got the CD, and I also got the cassette. If you heard Dark Matters, if you haven't heard Dark Matters, you should really listen to it, as it's a fantastic album. And if you have heard Dark Matters, what's your favourite songs from the album? And did you buy the test pressing? Okay, thanks for watching, and if you can subscribe and share videos, that would be good. Well, this is the Stranglers update. Got an idea for tomorrow's update. I think it's going to be what am I listening to lately? I've been listening to lots of stuff lately. Okay, thanks for watching.